going down. That's the key thing. I think set-it wise, we've done the stuff for the last few weeks. Better right-hand grip is good. It could creep around a little bit, yeah, but overall pretty good. Top of the backswing now is good. The key thing is now sort of using the mirror behind you, sort of seeing your left hip now shifting. It's certainly shifting better. So you see the daylight now being lost there straight away. As you get to about here now, you can sort of see your top half now kind of stalling out and if anything going back a little bit. So at impact now, your club's probably in the ground somewhere around here. That's impact. We can see the handle now kind of leaning back behind the golf ball and your weight just looks like it's favouring a little bit more onto that right side. After the shot, in fairness, you get through to your left side, but it's about a nanosecond too late. So doing the drill there that we'll show you now to kind of practice that. So getting your normal setup, up to the top of the backswing, and then there. Okay, so you're getting the club to kind of right thigh, club roughly sort of horizontal parallel to the ground, palm as you felt with your right palm facing down to the ground more, yeah?
Do I need to bring this, do I need to bring that more that way? Or
could do a smidgen more,
ground, yeah?
With I would say at the moment, and we'll keep monitoring this, at the moment, you probably couldn't do it too much.
Okay.
Yeah? You could be wrong. As in you couldn't go down with that left wrist too much, yeah?
Okay.
So if your left wrist now is pointing down with the logo a bit more underneath there, that's where we want to get. So your left hand would be a bit more there. You've got it about there somewhere, yeah? So it could just go a little bit more downward, okay?
So almost feel as if the logo is almost going towards the ground.
Yeah. I mean, your palm's kind of facing, if you look where your right palm is facing, it's basically, if you open up your hand there, it's facing towards it. It's not yet facing down
so my right
as much.
palm is more that feeling.
Exactly, yeah. Like you're pushing down on the ground,
yeah.
So they do those sort of movements. But doing this drill here now, say you lost your angle a little bit there when you've done that, kind of try to regain it, but it's keeping that wrist hinge here, keeping that wrist hinge there, and then maintaining that as we come back into impact, keeping that wrist, as we said, with the right palm facing down. There's actually a good, if you ever got one of those magnetic temperature things you stick into meat, with a little circle on it, a spike that sticks out. If it sticks to your club face, you can do that drill. How about that club a second? You can do that drill. So when you go up here now and you go down here, you want the spike pointing down towards the line of what the ball would be on. If you're facing up the sky, then it's going to be obviously up there. Out towards the screen will be still a bit open. If we can have it facing down to the ground a bit more. So if that there was the ball and that was the line the ball would be on, I'd be here kind of facing it down towards my palm now is facing down.
Do you mean? Sorry,
so the golf club, so the stick or the spike on the club would be facing, would be facing down towards the ground where the ball would be on. So if I was to draw a line, so this line here that the ball effectively would be on, once you get to about here, if you were pointing your right palm down correctly and the club was square, at this point now, the club face, if it pointed down, will sort of point towards this line or long. It'd be somewhere around about here, I guess, but pointing on that line, so that's going to be a good thing if you can. If it does stick to the face, I think most of them are magnetically faced. You can find them stick them on the face there, okay? But as you come to the golf ball here now, it's getting that rehearsal of moving more to the left, keeping that club face stronger for longer, so which will make more sense for you then to move. So when we get into this impact, obviously the smaller swing, hip movement now is much better, moving towards that left side. As we come back down, that was your impact before with your hands, by your left thigh there, okay? Or right thigh left as we look, okay? As you come into impact, there's kind of your hands. So they are moving towards the centre. Obviously, over time, or long term, we want to get them a little bit more on that red line, so another sort of half inch or so. But that's not going to just click like that. If you can start moving it gradually, but I would practice those shots, these sort of shorter kind of pitchy shots. Once you hit the golf ball here now, everything now would release through over your left shoulder. You can see when you're doing these sort of shorter swings how the arms look a little bit kind of locked and tight up there. But that's almost inevitable when someone's trying to make this kind of movement. They get a bit locked and shrugged. So try and still feel the tension being nice and loose, but just controlling what that wrist does. It's all about the wrist movement there, what that club face interacts with the wrist. If the wrist does this, the club face shuts. If it does this, the face opens. So all that kind of movement through the hands, which is why we said the grip is so important. So, okay, that makes sense, yeah?
It does.
Excellent, good stuff.